We've seen just this shadow government sort of trying to change America inside out, run the show, and as you said, put power in one man, not with the usual checks and balances that we've known for America and has existed through Democratic and Republican administrations. And my first question is, has the gentleman from Hawaii seen anything like what they did with AID in terms of just totally eliminating it, being cruel to the people who work there, not understanding the security implications to the country, and just coming in and just shutting down the whole place? Has he ever seen anything like that in all the years that we've had American history even?
No, and I thank the Democratic leader for his leadership on this. And I'll just say, I think the idea of getting rid of U.S. aid is a radical one and a wrong one. But that's actually not what we're arguing about. They stormed into the offices and purged the staff and took over the servers, and we do think entered the SCIFs. And so, I mean, this is the kind of thing that if you read about it in the newspaper would sound like it was in a country that was falling apart.
And would the gentleman yield?
Yes.
And it's similar. We see it repeated in place after place after place. When DOGE came into the Treasury Department and said they're going to control all of the funding and who is getting paid what, Social Security payments and Medicare payments and so much else that goes out. Again, isn't this unparalleled in what we've seen?
It truly is, and thank the leader. It is absolutely unparalleled, and the idea that someone from DOGE, we don't even really know who it is, basically barged their way in, had a very contentious negotiation with the Treasury Secretary, and now they have access to the federal payments database. They have no expertise. There are only 5 people in the federal government that have this kind of access, and somebody was just granted it.
And they've gotten chosen without any checks or balances, without ever coming before the Senate, without anything else, and they have huge power. And people's privacy is at risk. But also, we don't even know if they've made protections so that China or Russia or some other country could look at all this information and use it. And then the next step could well be even worse. They could just decide, I'll cut this, I'll cut that, I'll cut this. We're finding something wrong with it and come right in. I mean, this is just outrageous. And to boot, we used to have some check called the IG, the Inspector General, who would be in a department and say, you're doing something wrong, you shouldn't do it. And isn't it true that they've eliminated this IG? So this is virtually unchecked power by a small group of people that no one knows who they are, what they believe in, what they're doing. They could have huge consequences and hurt average working people. This isn't something just, up in government of 2 parties fighting. This could hurt average American families who get Social Security, who get Medicaid, who are veterans, in issue after issue after issue where the federal government is involved. You could find just decimation.
It's true, and the firing of the IGs was not just a random, like, I don't like those guys kind of a firing. It is a precursor to corruption. They literally got rid of the watchdogs, and then they stormed the building. And I just want everybody to understand that, and the leader's exactly right. It's OMB and it's IG, and so like a lot of people out there in the public are like, I can't sort out of this. Think of it this way. They got rid of the watchdogs, and then they stormed the building and took control of the servers and the data.
If you're a member, for instance, would the gentleman continue to yield, say a group that gets veterans health care, and all of a sudden they said, the money's not being spent right, we're cutting it off. You almost have no recourse unless we get rid of this. And as I may have mentioned to my friend from Hawaii, the leader in the House, Hakeem Jeffries, and I will be introducing legislation to undo this, and we are going to fight like the devil to get this done, because this is just a crisis from one end of America to the other. It's this shadow government of people we don't know who they are, what they believe in, and they've just come and stormed in.